Garrett Julia here, and welcome to another episode of The Cave. Thanks for joining me. Today I want to talk about the difference between micro and macroaggressions. Now, you've heard of microaggressions. It's what the social justice warriors are always talking about, a microaggression. Anything that you say that might trigger someone could be a microaggression. Any inadvertent thing that you might say could also be interpreted as a microaggression. And yet, those same people that are super hypersensitive about any false move that you or I might make, or any kind of thing that we might say, or any minor thing that we might do, suddenly they need to go to a safe space, or they need to hump a safety dog, or no, well, not hump, but maybe hug a safety dog. Who knows honestly, I don't know what these people are doing. But anyways, they've got to do all this stuff, and yet they're the ones now, with the Palestinian and Israeli war going on, they're the ones doing what I call macroaggressions. These macroaggressions are going after these Jewish students. The New York City Police Department just released a statement for Jewish college students that they shouldn't go near leftist demonstrations for the next few days. There's other warnings to other Jewish students, and there was even a situation at a college where Jewish students were in a room in a library, and there were demonstrators just outside doing all kinds of threatening things. This is really, really disturbing. I never thought I would see this in America, but we're seeing it now, where Jewish students are imperiled by a lot of these leftist demonstrators. And it's really quite remarkable, but it's also quite hypocritical, because these same people never want anything said or done against them. And yet they're doing all of these horribly aggressive things. And they speak out about all of these injustices. And yet they're the ones that perpetrate now. They're the ones that are perpetrating these justices. I guess the only silver lining here, the only positive, is that this could cause people to turn away from these social justice warriors and turn away from their movement. I mean, already you've got people on the left like Bill Maher, who is saying that now social justice warriors are nothing more than an eye roll, because they used to be the good people. They used to be the people that were a little more in tune with social justice issues. They were the people that were a little more sensitive about things, a little more compassionate than the rest of us. And yet then they become more of an eye roll. And now these people really have a propensity for violence, and they are just some of the worst people. They're showing us that these are some of the worst people in our society. Fascinating article, and I'm going to put a link to it in the description below, but it's from Atasha Karidian. I am definitely mispronouncing that last name, but she wrote for the National Post. The National Post is actually like the Time magazine of Canada. So it's a very prestigious magazine with a big circulation up there. And she talked about the pro-Palestinian movement at colleges and schools in Canada, and it sounds identical to what's going on down here. One of the things in the article that she talks about is a bunch of high school students from Toronto held up a banner saying, "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free." And I'm sure you've heard that maybe a week ago. You had never heard that statement before, but I'm sure you've heard it multiple times recently, that a lot of these activists are chanting it. Really what they're trying to do, it's kind of a sleight of hand, where they're saying that they're in favor of Palestine. They're saying that they're in favor of Hamas, which is a terrorist organization. But really what they're doing is it's really preaching violence against Jews. And, so they're able to kind of get away with, we're not really saying that. We're not really saying that Israel should be flattened. We're not really saying that we hope that Israel is taken down a notch. We're not really saying that it's okay that Jewish babies have been decapitated and that innocent Jewish people have been either killed or kidnapped by Hamas, a terrorist organization. We're not saying that that's okay. We're just saying that we're in favor of Palestine, but yet they really are saying those terrible things. So they're it's a way of hiding the anti-Semitism of this movement. But as I've said in other videos, this movement, the social justice warrior movement, the woke movement, whatever you wish to call it, it is essentially a Marxist movement. And Marxism and Nazism share a lot of the same philosophical concepts. And they are both highly anti-Semitic. They killed many, many Jews when they were in power. And now we have a movement on colleges and universities that is derived from from these other movements philosophically. And it shouldn't be that shocking that they are highly anti-Semitic in their leanings. So anyways, crazy stuff. Like I keep saying, the only silver lining, the only positive here is that I think that in the long run, this will disqualify this movement. It will completely delegitimize this movement. Because for now, a lot of us in the parents' rights movement are saying, hey, your kids are being taught a lot of crap in school. And a lot of people understandably say, that doesn't really sound right. I'm sure our schools are teaching them properly. But now that we're seeing the crap that these kids are saying in response to the Hamas, Israeli war, I think it's waking a lot of people up, and it's making people cognizant of what's been going on in the education system for a while. So, crazy stuff. But just the fact that the people that are doing all of this violence and all of this bullying and all of this intimidation, that just remember, this is the same crowd that told us all about microaggressions and how you could trigger anyone at any time by anything that you say, especially if you're a white Christian nationalist, blah, blah, blah. And it is pretty hypocritical that they're the ones turning out to be the bullies. They're the ones with the propensity for violence. And they're the ones who are highly anti-Semitic. Just crazy stuff and crazy times that we're living in. But anyways, thank you so much for joining me on another episode of The Cave, and I hope you join me again. Thanks so much. Bye now. Well, if you liked what you saw, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to smack that bell.